Eddie Murphy just told the world that ridiculousness is the best show on television. And honestly, I don't know if that's the most relatable thing a celebrity has ever said, or if we need to stage an intervention. Oh, and if you're into smart people yelling about dumb news, hit subscribe. It's cheaper than therapy. So Netflix is dropping a documentary called Being Eddie on November 12th, directed by two-time Oscar winner Angus Wall, featuring literally every important comedian alive: Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Jerry Seinfeld, Kevin Hart, Pete Davidson, Jamie Foxx, the whole Mount Rushmore of people who make you laugh and feel uncomfortable at the same time. It's Eddie Murphy finally opening up about his 5-decade career. His meteoric rise from teenage prodigy to SNL breakout to box office god. The guy who played a cop, a doctor and a donkey. An entertainment trifecta no one asked for, but everyone remembers. The documentary promises to answer the question his mom once asked him: who's Eddie? What voice is Eddie's voice? Which is beautiful, poetic even, the kind of introspective journey we all want from our icons. And then Eddie Murphy, sitting in what I assume is a very nice house, looks directly into the camera and says his favourite show on TV is Ridiculousness. You know, the MTV show where Rob Dyrdek and his panel watch viral videos and go, whoa, that dude ate it. For 22 minutes. That show, the one that plays in dentist waiting rooms and hotel gyms at 2 p.m. The show that is to television what elevator music is to Beethoven. I mean, I get it. There's something weirdly comforting about ridiculousness. It's the TV equivalent of eating cereal for dinner. You're not proud of it, but you're also not changing the channel. It requires zero emotional investment. No cliffhangers, no character arcs, just people falling off things in high definition forever. It's the heat death of the universe, but funny. But Eddie Murphy, the man who created Axel Foley, the guy who did Raw and Delirious when stand-up comedy was still dangerous, the actor who voices Donkey with more charisma than most humans have in their entire bodies, that Eddie Murphy watches Rob Dyrdek react to TikToks before TikTok even existed and thinks, yeah, this is peak television. Pete Davidson, bless him, gets the last word in the trailer and just goes, I love that he's sitting around watching Ridiculousness. That's fucking hilarious. And you know what? He's right. It is hilarious. It's the most human thing a celebrity has admitted in years. Forget the Oscars, forget the legacy. The man just wants to turn his brain off and watch skateboard fails. That's the real Eddie. But let's sit with this for a second because it's also kind of devastating. Here's a guy who dominated every era of comedy. Every single one. The 80s, Beverly Hills Cop and Trading Places. The 90s, The Nutty Professor. The 2000s, Shrek. A franchise so massive it has its own theme park presence. He got an Oscar nomination for Dreamgirls. He's been famous longer than most people have been alive. And his reward for all of that, sitting at home, flipping to MTV and watching the same 47 viral videos on a loop. It's like winning the Super Bowl and then spending your retirement watching other people play Madden. The synopsis for Being Eddie is trying so hard to be reverent. It opens with, it goes without saying that there's only one Eddie Murphy. Which, sure, true. Then it pivots to no other teen comedian shared a stage with Jerry Seinfeld at 17 and joined the cast of Saturday Night Live right out of high school. Also true, objectively insane when you think about it. Most 17-year-olds are trying to figure out how to parallel park. Eddie Murphy was performing for millions. Then the synopsis gets into this beautifully absurd territory. No actor has ever played a cop, a doctor and a donkey and dominated every facet of Hollywood he's touched. I love that they had to specify the donkey. Like, without that detail, the sentence doesn't work. It's the holy trinity of Hollywood range, as apparently you haven't made it until you've voiced an animated farm animal with separation anxiety. And then the kicker, fewer still have been an A-list celebrity for over 4 decades and never succumbed to its darker side, which is actually kind of beautiful. In an industry that chews people up and spits them out, Eddie Murphy just didn't let it. He's still here. Still funny, still grounded, still watching Ridiculousness like a man who has achieved inner peace. Here's the thing though, maybe we've been thinking about success wrong. Maybe the ultimate flex isn't more projects, more deals, more franchises. Maybe it's getting to the point where you can just sit on your couch, unbothered, watching the same show your nephew watches when he's hungover on a Sunday. No publicist, no agenda, just vibes and viral videos because the documentary is clearly going to be incredible. Angus Wall doesn't miss. The guy won Oscars for editing The Social Network and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He knows how to tell a story, and the lineup of interviewees stacked when Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and Jerry Seinfeld all show up to talk about you. You've done something right. These are people who don't waste time on mediocre tributes. The whole thing is framed as Eddie finally letting the public into his home, into his interior life. For the first time ever, the synopsis says, and that's rare. Murphy's been famously private for decades. He's not out here doing press tours for every project. He's not on Instagram posting thirst traps. He's just been Eddie, doing the work, raising his kids, watching ridiculousness, apparently. And honestly, in a world where every celebrity overshares, where everyone's got a podcast and a memoir and a masterclass, there's something deeply refreshing about a guy who just says, yeah, I like watching people fall off scooters. What of it? The saddest part, or maybe the realest part, Dick, is that we get it. We all have our version of ridiculousness. The show or app or YouTube rabbit hole we disappear into when the world gets too heavy. The thing that doesn't ask anything of us except to exist and occasionally laugh. Eddie Murphy just admitted his out loud on camera in a Netflix documentary that cost millions of dollars to make. That's confidence or exhaustion, probably both. Anyway, that's today's update, where comedy legends remind us that even icons need to turn their brains off sometimes. Being Eddie drops November 12th on Netflix, and yes, I'll be watching, not for the career retrospective or the Oscar-nominated performance clips. I'll be watching to see if there's more ridiculousness discourse, because if Eddie Murphy's got a top 5 episode list, I need to know. Frameshift, where we celebrate genius and question everything, including Rob Dyrdek's cultural impact. If you've got a defense of ridiculousness or just want to roast me for not getting it, comment sections open. Just remember, I will read them while pretending not to care.